For almost 18 years, I let this guy decide how I showed up in the world. I let him hold me back from living out life the way I wanted to, the way it was intended to, having the happiness that I deserved. I called him Mr. Nice Guy. Today I ask you, what's your mask called? Welcome back to the Unmasking Series. Now, in episode 1, we took the first leap towards happiness and freedom by admitting that we had not been living as our true selves and had been wearing the mask all along. Should I be saying this with a more serious tone? Welcome back to the Unmasking Series. In episode 1. Today, we continue along our journey by taking step 1 of the worksheet, name the mask. Because until we can properly identify the mask, we can't drop it. Does that make sense? Let me know if I'm making sense. Okay, so what is a mask in the first place? First, there is a trigger, which is some event or stimuli that creates this desire for you to play another role. And that role is the mask. And there's some type of short-term payoff that you want as a result of putting on this mask, but it always comes with some hidden cost. Now, for me, the trigger was not being liked, not being accepted amongst the group, kind of not fitting in. And so the role or mask that I wore was Mr. Nice Guy, the people pleaser, going along to get along, just never having any opinion, right? The payoff of that is the quick acceptance, fake love, insubstantial respect. But the hidden cost of that, which I did not see, was the loss of self-respect, the loss of happiness that I would feel as a result of not being my true self. Come on, I got an idea. Let's go try something. Come on. I want you to think about the last time that you felt fake, See that version of you. Mine is called Mr. Nice Guy. Gets along with everybody. Never ruffles feathers. Agreeable. No conflict. Accepted in all circles. What is it you feel when you look at this word in front of you? What is it you feel internally? Does it evoke any emotion, any triggers that need to be fleshed out? I want you to pause right here for a second. And I want you to go do this exercise and come back when you're ready. If I have to really pinpoint when all this started, the seed itself was probably planted somewhere in childhood. Like what kid does not like positive reinforcement or is not conditioned by a positive reinforcement? My mom would call my brother to take out the trash or something, and I would show up, and maybe I wasn't as good of a kid as I portrayed myself to be, but you liked what you received by acting out this role. I think it began to bud, if that's the correct plant terminology, maybe about 17 years ago, when I was kind of at a low point in life. I really didn't have anything financially, the stuff that people should normally have at the age that I was at, which kind of diminished some of the confidence, that I had. And so to try to attract people or, be accepted by people without those normal trappings, I started to lean into these roles, right? I think that's probably when I started reaching before the mask, but I think it fully like bloomed and blossomed about maybe 6-7 years ago. I have just experienced so much, it's been through so much, and was just tired of the conflict and the fighting. Just didn't want to do it anymore. And the only way to do that was to be somebody else, to avoid this conflict, to be agreeable to other people, not by fully on becoming somebody else, but by intentionally hiding, parts of my personality and avoiding saying things that would give people window to my personality, but will also cause conflict, also cause people possibly to not like me or whatever. For a while, I've bragged about, everybody loves me, everybody likes me, everybody loves me. And though that may have appeared to be true, the one person that really should like me, the person that matters the most, did not like me, which is me. These things were bleeding out, not only from in personal life, but in professional life, and there are consequences to this. Like I said, you perceiving people as liking you, but in all actuality, they're losing respect for you, because you're not stepping into the world as your authentic self. And so it may seem on the surface, like everybody likes you and you're agreeable to everybody, but you don't know what they're saying behind your back. The more I leaned into this mask, the more I shoved it onto my face, the worse I was feeling internally. You're losing respect from other people, but you're also losing respect, or I was also losing respect from myself. And that made me feel worse than anybody else not liking me. So where are we at? The consequences, we're losing respect for ourselves. We're losing respect from other people. We're losing confidence. And we just generally just are not happy. So the question is the mask worth it? Is wearing the mask worth it at the end of the day? Okay, guys, I need you to fill in these 4 bullets: roles, triggers, protection, cost. Really take your time with this. Don't just write anything down. Okay, you can't rush this process. The worksheet itself may be simple, but the effort is not. And when you're done, snap a pic of it, send it to me, okay? And if you're truly brave enough, video record yourself, video record your answers and send them to me. You never know, they may just pop up in subsequent episodes. You never know. I'm crazy like that.